And if we can find a way to see ourselves in each other, we can and will build a more tolerant and more inclusive country.
In my community, we have experienced an erosion in our community connectedness, where neighbors often don't know each other. As our communities have become disconnected, these fractures have been complicated by a tense political climate and racial and economic divides. We are seeing this impact in our schools and neighborhoods, and in our interactions with others.
Yeah, most times when we disagree with somebody, we just write them off entirely. We don't want to talk to them, we don't want to hear what they have to say, and you get nothing done when that happens.
This can lead to a distrust and a lack of empathy from not knowing other people and not understanding their stories, which makes it hard to come together and solve problems. When both individuals and groups of people feel disconnected from other community members, division occurs. This can lead to tragic results. In 2015, a 21-year-old self-proclaimed white supremacist killed 9 black church members at Mother Emanuel Church while at a Bible study. One of those members was Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton. Now, her son Chris works in communities to try to prevent another tragedy by helping community members understand each other and listen to their stories.
You know, the next time you think to yourself, hey, I don't even understand why they vote that way, why they think that way, I want you to put yourself in their shoes. And I love using gun violence for my example because I lost my mom due to gun violence, and so therefore I don't like guns. And so I have friends who grew up hunting and at the shooting range and all that stuff, and so they do like guns. And we both hate when terrible things happen in our world, but there's understanding because we both realize why we think differently.
My husband Greg was a police officer in the Forest Acres area in Columbia, South Carolina, and on September 30th of 2015, he was shot and killed in the line of duty. And when that happened, I was very called to find a way to bring people together, police and communities.
This led to Alia Ray founding Serve and Connect.
We don't believe in us versus them, police versus community. We believe that when we work together, we can create a better future for us all.
The greater need for reform is relational reformation, causing law enforcement and communities to see the humanity in one another and work around their commonalities and not be so divided by their differences.
Community members and organizations recognize this disconnect and are working to make a difference.
First thing you have to do is make sure that your agency reflects the diversity of the community. And then you go to them and you build that bridge. Don't wait for them to come to you because they probably won't. But if you go to them and you build that bridge and you build that foundation, then when a critical incident happens, you already have that in place.
One solution isn't going to fit every community, which is why it's important to give a voice to local organizations that work to solve specific issues in their community.
It's coming in and telling a community what you're going to do versus deciding what you're going to do together are two very different things.
One organization doing this work is Gangs in Peace, a violence prevention organization that was founded by former gang members with the goal of reducing youth violence.
I consider myself as one of the bigger problems when it came to gangbanging, so I just wanted to be the biggest solution.
Sims bridged the gap and looked for ways to help heal old wounds and divisions.
Ended up reaching out to other gang members from what people would call rival sets of mine. I reached out to them, pretty much let them know, we've been doing this for over decades. It's time for us to make a change.
That is something very unique, to sit at the table when they take all the flags, the black, the red, and the blue, and they tie them together in unity. You don't see that anywhere else.
Resources and funding need to be given to local organizations. These groups are the ones that are in affected areas every day and working to make a difference.
The biggest step that the government could take is relinquishing some power and letting smaller nonprofits that are grassroots be funded to do the work in every city that they're part of.
Connecting organizations is critical.
So often our elected officials know so many different people, whether it be businesses, nonprofits, or influential individuals. They also can help with writing letters of support for grant applications or sharing our message on different platforms that they have access to.
Just like community members have ways to connect with each other, Politicians must be engaged with the communities that they represent.
The way we can help communities on the federal, state, and local level is to understand and know our communities, stay involved, have an open door policy.
It is important that the president promotes understanding and takes time to listen to others and hear their stories. Community members have a voice, and it is important that they are given a platform to speak to organizations and address the issues that are most important to them.
We don't have the answer by ourselves, and if you don't use the voice of everybody that is impacted, you're not likely going to come up with the right resolution.
While the president can be a positive example and promote initiatives, it is important for state and local governments to be given power and a voice to help support the communities they serve.